Hey everyone, welcome to Things Lucy Reads. I'm Luce and this is part 2 of my October wrap-up. I read 4 books. 3 of the books I read were NetGalley books and the 4th was a graphic novel. The first one that I'm going to talk about is Gem and the Holograms Volume 1 Showtime by Kelly Thompson and Sophie Campbell, which was available as a Read Now title on NetGalley. I gave this 5 stars. I really loved it. I did a Goodreads review for it, which I will link down below. Yeah, it was so bright and so colourful, and I just really loved the story about all of the sisters, and I loved that they were all different body types and all different races, and one of them was gay, and it was just so fabulous. And it's going to be a series that I really enjoy, and now I really want to watch the TV show because I think I'm going to really enjoy that one as well. The next book I read is Bitch Planet Volume 1 Extraordinary Machine by Kelly Sue DeConnick, which I also got as a Read Now title on NetGalley. I didn't like that one so much. I gave it 3.5 stars. Again, I did a review for it on Goodreads, which I will link down below. Yeah, it was pretty good. It just didn't grab me, and I don't think I'm interested to read the rest of the series. But again, there was a lot of racial diversity and a lot of diverse body types, and it was a really interesting kind of world that actually reminded me a lot of the TV show Aeon Flux, which I actually really enjoy, but it just didn't really click for me. There was no spark, and yeah, not really my thing. The next book that I read I absolutely loved, and it is The High King's Golden Tongue by Megan Durr. If you have a very good memory, you will remember that I read a short story with that name sometime last year, and it was really cute. And then I was on NetGalley and I saw an entry for this book, and I was like, oh, that's the short story that I read a little while ago. And then I clicked on it, and it was actually an entry for an expanded version of that novella, like a proper novel length version. And I was just like, oh my god. To start with, the cover is gorgeous. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this, but it is really beautiful. Okay, so it's a high fantasy novel. It's a gay romance. The High King's husband has died, and a new husband has been chosen for him, and that husband is a person called Prince Alan, who is what they call a silver tongue. He can speak a lot of languages. I think the number is like 14 that he's fluent in, plus he can get by in 3 others, which is like an amazing amount for this world. And so he's taken to the court to be presented to the High King, and the High King is just not impressed at all because he wanted a soldier like his first husband, and Alan is not, and he's just really disappointed. And so he humiliates Alan and just kind of like sends him out of court, and that's just like such a rude thing to do. And so Alan then tries to like help out around the palace where he can and put his skills to good use, hopefully as a way to convince the High King that he will be a worthy consort. And then shit goes down and something happens that he needs to be rescued from, and yeah, it's just like a really slow burning romance, and it's really cute. And I really liked that they clashed so much at the beginning, but then they kind of realized that, well, Sarika, the High King especially, was an idiot. Alan didn't really do anything wrong. But yeah, and I'm not being very coherent about this at all, but I really love this story. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I will leave a link to my Goodreads review down below, but this story is so good. As soon as I finished, I wanted to reread it, which has only ever really happened with the Captive Prince series, so that is very big. But I really liked it. It has been released now, so I will leave a link to the Amazon page for it down below. And yeah, it just fills me with warm fuzzy feelings every time I think about it, and it was glorious and I loved it. And then the last book that I read in October is Saga Volume 5 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, which I loved. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The 4th volume of Saga kind of slowed down a little bit. There wasn't as much action and crazy adventure as in the previous 4 volumes. It was a little bit more domestic, and I didn't like it as much. But then in this one, all of the adventure and the action is back, and all of the twists and turns and your favorite characters dying with no notice is back in this, and it was fabulous. And if you haven't read this series, what are you doing with your life? Because it is amazing, and I'm just really, really happy that I really liked this volume and that it didn't kind of disappoint me like the last one did. But yeah, so now I'm super excited for volume 6, and yeah, so that is all of the books that I'm going to talk about in this wrap up, and so I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.